Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Warcraft replay here. This is just gonna be a quick one. I haven't really found the time to sit down and record until right now, so yeah, let's just get to it. It's like 1 a.m., so I might have to
Ready to work.
keep my volume down a little bit, but we'll try and see what we can do here. It's gonna be just one game from the TeD Cup number 4. This is going to be the actual finals between the two players, SoK and 120. I'm just going to be casting this one game because, doesn't look too exciting to cast the entire series, so I just picked the most interesting one of the selection. I'm not even sure if this is going to be that interesting. I'm just hoping to see some good gameplay here. SoK going to be spawning in as the light gray human player in the bottom left, and 120 the red undead in the top right on the map Last Refuge. We're going to have just a scout coming in here from the Acolyte. Is going to kill off the pig for most likely the Demon Knight start here. Death Knight start. Picking up the Rod Necromancy as well. We are going to be looking for a pretty standard opening so far. Graveyard going to get placed down. So yeah, looks to be standard TeD opening here. We'll see if he goes for the fast expand or not. I guess that would probably constitute it as the TeD opening, but SoK gonna go for the Archmage himself. Just gonna pop out right there, and it's gonna start with the Ogre Warrior camp. Acolyte is just gonna kill himself to the Rock Golem camp here. Yeah, because I guess he was getting chased by that footman. So, yeah. Basically had to wake up the camp, so something could happen, I don't know. Alright, DK gonna start at the High Priest camp, as he's hoping to maybe catch the Archmage once he gets to his own High Priest camp as well, but has not actually started yet. The Murlocs are taking a little too long. The Archmage, however, is gonna spot the DK and gonna toss a couple of fireballs at him. Already down to about 400 HP there for the Death Knight. He does not have the... Oh, forgive me, I forgot about W3 booster. Oopsies. No point into anything just yet. It's probably just Death Coil actually. I just realized his mana has already been used up. Sentry Wards have been placed down by 120, as Skeletons are gonna try and be a bit annoying, but I don't think they're gonna amount to too much. They don't usually do so. As yep, there we go, booster's back up, and he does have a point into Death Coil there. Is pretty low, so he needs to be careful about that. Hoping to maybe place down a Sentry Ward. He already did. Forgot about that one. Level 2 Death Knight, so the Unholy Aura should be helpful to him. Ogre Magi actually goes over to 120. At least the experience does, as Archmage is going to pick up another Gloves of Haste there. So Slippers, 2 Gloves of Haste, not the best items, but the Archmage doesn't necessarily need items.
A player's forces are under attack.
It did delay her level 3 a little bit, but she'll be getting that soon after clearing out this creep camp. Replenishment Potion is going to be kind of nice, I guess. Even the Archmage isn't really low HP, it's always just a nice item to have in between camps. Death Knight is just going to be starting out his own creep camps now. That yeah, he's been able to safely go into tier 2, and he's starting his Griffin production now. Just standard undead. It looks like from 120, nothing too out of the ordinary here. Is going to be gonna have to deal with the Archmage pressure a little bit, as SoK is gonna bring in a bunch of footmen, probably just to suicide into the acolytes, maybe, as he basically controls where 120's focus is while he's going to expand. I mean, Central Ward obviously spots this, but since the Archmage is being so aggressive, it's kind of, even though 120 knows SoK is expanding, it's kind of preventing him from actually making any actions. And this is pretty good from SoK. Might even get the cancellation on that slaughterhouse if he brings his Archmage as well, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Well, Elemental actually gives level 3 over to the Death Knight as well, so not too great on the side of SoK, but he is able to safely expand, and hopefully he's been able to tier 2 safely as well. Halfway done there. Lemon Mill placed down, no blacksmith just yet, so we might just go for pure casters maybe, although that probably wouldn't be that great against Crypt Fiends. We do have the Arcane Vault being placed down here. However, the Lich is going to be leading his spiders along to try and get things done. SoK is going to be forced to cancel his tower very soon, even despite the mass repairs that he is being able to put out. That's just not enough, unfortunately, and even the Arcane Vault is going to get cancelled as well. Crypt Fiends are getting beaten down a little bit by the Archmage, but Death Knight can always just Death Coil anyway, so it's nothing too bad. For the undead side, I would say, oh, there we go, 120 actually gonna get his Lich surrounded, and is gonna force the TP scroll here from the Lich. Is able to take down a Footman thanks to a Frost Nova, but yeah, that was a pretty good surround there from SoK. A little bit sloppy from 120's side. Maybe a bit preoccupied with healing up his Crypt Fiends that he wasn't able to get his Lich out of that impending surround. And of course, since he did Death Coil the Crypt Fiend, wasn't able to heal up the Lich because of it. So yeah, all in all, that was pretty good.
A player's forces are under attack.
Split decision making there from SoK. However, can he actually fend this attack once again? He got lucky, delaying this a little bit by focusing the Lich, but I doubt the same thing. I doubt 120 is going to fall for the same trick a second time. At least we have a tower down, but Arcane Tower is not the best against actual real units. Sure, they deal feedback damage to those skeletons as well as the heroes there, but the Crypt Fiends kind of don't mind the pea shooter that is the Arcane Tower. Alright, here comes the second hero here for SoK, and it is indeed going to be a Mountain King, hoping to maybe get some juicy isolation picks here with the Stormbolt. Is going to surround that Crypt Fiend. Death Knight does have enough mana for a Death Coil, is not going to be able to cast it in time. Death Coil, or the Crypt Fiend died right before the Death Coil was able to land. Nova's going to be able to pick up a Footman, but in exchange 120 is going to lose himself a statue. Not a worthwhile trade here from the undead side, but maybe level 2 should solve things a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be exactly the case. Yes, Frost Armor is very nice against melee units, but it's not infallible, which is something worth considering. SoK has actually finished the Blacksmith. It's going to go straight into Castle Tick instead. He's also getting a second barrack, so I'm assuming this is going to be just going straight into Knights. Knights do very well against those Crypt Fiends, as well as statues, but if 120 goes for Destroyers, I really don't know how I really don't know how SoK will be able to fend those Destroyers, to be honest. Arcane Tower is gonna go down despite the mass repairs. Like I said before, it's just not enough compared to all those Griffins wailing down on them. A couple of Griffins at low HP here. Death Knight can only choose one to heal, which is a bit of a dichotomy. As, oh, this Griffin actually gets surrounded, stuck between the trees, and the footman is going to be forced to burrow underground. And right now, SoK doesn't really have any ways to get true vision unless he goes to a goblin lab. I don't think he has a farm next to a goblin lab. If, yeah, because he didn't clear out this creep camp, unfortunately, so he probably needs magic sentries to get that far sight. 120 is trying to pull back his obsidian statue there. Oh, very nice switch into the destroyer, and it is going to be able to keep him alive for now. And since he is now a destroyer, he can just get death coiled back up. Archmage maybe a little too far forward. Honestly, it's not looking good for SoK. He's looking... I mean, he's been under pressure for so long right now. We do have flying machines, but a single flying machine is not going to be enough to deal with that one destroyer, I don't think. I'm surprised that we don't even have web already researched for 120, but that should definitely be on the queue right now. Pally comes out as the third and final hero for the human trifecta. Sanctuary on to the Mountain King there to heal him back up to full. 120 might actually get pushed just by the triple heroes as well as these increased militia as well. Knight is gonna go down. That was the first Knight, but yeah, possibly a little too forward on his part, to be honest. Level 3 onto the Lich, level 4 on the Death Knight, and this is just going back and forth right now. 120. 1 second he was retreating, another he's just actually able to get a couple of picks to resume his pushing. There comes more flying machines, but web is now complete. Only a single destroyer in the air though, and the Death Knight has to choose if he wants to heal him up or not. He does indeed heal him up, but that is basically the last mana of the Death Knight. There comes the Mountain King, nice and full HP. Is gonna toss a Stormbolt onto a Griffin there, and 2 more destroyers in the air, and no more flying machines for SoK. Sanctuary onto the Paladin. Needs to be careful now that the Paladin's gone. Can't really heal up any low HP units just quite yet. Knights, I don't think we've seen Knights since the new patch, but yeah, Knights do have their Sundering Strikes by default, I think? I'm pretty sure they have Sundering Strikes by default. I can't see any special effects, which is a bit of a problem. But yeah, here we go. Here, let's see how effective they're going to be. Sundering Strikes obviously increase damage against medium armor. It should be pretty good. It's just that there are still a good number of destroyers in the air. More flying machines are getting massed up, and here they go. Oh, here we go with the auto webs. And 120 is going to be able to finish off those flying machines, or at least one of them, very, very quickly. Stormbolt, not Stormbolt, Death Coil healing a Crypt Fiend, meanwhile Holy Light killing another. Lots of back and forth trades here, as well as positioning, obviously. This looks very tug-of-war-ish. And a third destroyer is going to go up in the air. We do have 4 flying machines as well. Let's see how effective they're going to be. Only +0/+0 versus +1/+0, so... I mean, if they do obviously focus fire a destroyer, they will be able to kill them pretty quickly. It's just that, oh yikes, Archmage gets taken out at level 3. Judging by the mana of the Lich, he probably got Nova to death. Probably Nova coiled. Meanwhile, these flying machines are very avid at going after these destroyers. 120 might just actually just sack all his destroyers to just kill these flying machines, which, if you think about it, is not actually a worthwhile trade. Meanwhile, on the ground, Mountain King does hit level 2. Paladin has been 2 for a while. He does have the Staff of Sanctuary if he wants to, as Divine Shield about to wear off. bit lost for 120. Is going to pick up the Dark Ranger as the third and final hero here on the undead side. As I believe Archmage is just going to raise through the Altar of Kings.
Are under attack.
Oh yikes, Mountain King super duper low. Not enough mana from the undead heroes to get that killing ability off. Even though another auto attack from the Lich probably would have sealed the deal. That is a lot of flying machines, unfortunately. There's not actually that many targets left on 120 side for them to actually be of use. 120 is actually pretty behind in terms of supply. 42 versus 51. It's probably just to do with the fact that SoK's been at 2 bases for basically the entire game. Archmage should pop out very soon, as yeah, I don't know, this is looking very bad. Knights are +1/+0, and we are still pumping out of 2 barracks, but it's still not looking.
Players' forces are under attack.
I can't tell if they have animal training. I'm pretty sure they do. Although I could have sworn animal trained knights have at least 900 HP, not nearing 900, but I could be wrong. Well, I don't know what happened here, but SoK lost his expansion. He has the number. Oh, he does not have the numbers advantage. I don't actually know where the number advantage went off to, but here comes an engagement here. 120.
A town is under siege.
Manages to not lose a single crit fiend just yet. Is gonna frost armor up a little bit left and right as Divine Shields come down onto the Paladin. Holy Light is gonna be cast onto the Mountain King there. He does have an invuln just if he wants it, as yeah, bit of a nice attempt there, I guess. SoK didn't really lose any units of his own, but 120 did lose a single crit fiend. So all in all, a little bit of a victory there for the human side. It's just that losing that second base kind of sucked, because now the power balance should kind of favor 120.
A town is under siege.
Not sure, but we're already level 5 on the Death Knight, so he probably shouldn't be leeching this experience off of his allies. Even though level 5 heroes can't gain experience from the creeps, I'm pretty sure they still reduce the gain for non-level 5 heroes. Rightio. Black Arrows as well as Silence has been learned for the Dark Ranger. Is going to pull this Overlord camp here on the left. Meanwhile, Goblin Lab camp here is going to get cleared out by SoK. Item has not been dropped just yet. Ogre Magi holds the item right now, and he is going to be dropping the Mana Stone. That's pretty good. Mana Stone Sobi Mask onto the Paladin. Could be given over to the Mountain King if he wants to, but yeah, these 2 items plus Brilliance Aura kind of accelerates the mana regen. You can see here it's kind of blazing through for the Paladin. Yeah, and that will be constant heals for him, I imagine. Banshees are being added to the mix here for the undead side. 120. Did pick up Hood of the Cunning on the left camp here. Meanwhile, Coco Flames gets picked up on the right. Spotted a little too late from SoK, as he loses both red creep camps to his opponents. 120 kind of has pretty dominating map presence. Supply-wise, we're pretty similar. 44 versus 49. Lots of statues here for 120, but they can instantly switch to destroyers when he wants to. Meanwhile, SoK's kind of been lacking on the flying machine counts a little bit, mainly due to the fact that 120 has not got any destroyers just yet, but I mean, with so many statues on the ground, they are bound to be destroyers eventually. Banshee is gonna get caught out here a little bit. Not gonna get taken down. Nope. She does go down to a holy light, as we have double sanctuaries from the side of the human. Actually, he has triple sanctuary. I do so much very like this coming in from SoK. Wish Night Elf players did this more with multiple preservation staffs. Sanctuary is a little iffy since it kind of locks your unit until they're full HP, and it's super iffy without priests to accelerate that process. But let's see how this goes. Green Bubble is not going to do anything against the crowd control of those spells, but it did kind of save her from death. Was able to heal up back to full thanks to death coils there. Ankh Reincarnation gets picked up by the Death Knight, so basically not really fearing death here. So is 120 actually going to choose this fight? Well, he kind of wants to, but SoK's actually the one choosing not to engage. Frost Nova onto those knights there. Another Sanctuary is going to get used up. And there we go with the second. I believe the first one is on cooldown because a little bit a while ago. Meanwhile, this is really bad for SoK now. What can he do? Well, his knights are a little stuck here, but once this knight gets full HP, should be able to get out soon. My only question mark is why is SoK choosing to fight when he doesn't exactly have the numbers to pick this fight. So he is gonna TP scroll back home. 57 versus 65. 120 slowly overtaking his opponent right now. As yeah, Mass Knights is not working. Sad to report, Mass Knights just do not do well against the main comp of the Undead Army. I mean, the Banshees, I kind of hope eventually that they get position and then they just straight up possess those Knights to kind of add salt to the wound on SoK, because that's a lot of resources invested, and trading a Banshee for a Knight in terms of control is kind of worth it in my opinion. But for now, these Banshees are just out of training, as yeah, we did have a Spellbreaker, it does go down, as 120 is just gonna keep this fight going. 65 still for the Undead player versus 52 on SoK. Another Knight is gonna go down. I believe most of the supplies actually back at base healing up because of the Staff's Sanctuaries. Militia being brought over to try and mitigate this a little bit, but all this is doing is feeding the experience over to the Death Knight, who is super close to level 6. Hasn't even died, so he still has access to that Ankh if he wants it. It looks like a bit of focus fire on the Death Knight there, but kind of futile efforts because he does have that resurrection available. There we go. Holy Light has been cast, but the Ankh of Reincarnation is going to negate that fully. 120, or not 120, SoK probably didn't realize that, otherwise he wouldn't have invested so much onto that attempted kill. But it might not matter actually. Death Knight does go down to 100 HP, but at the cost of the Mountain King's life there. Death Knight is able to TV scroll back home, and that it does give a little bit of breathing room for SoK, but losing the Mountain King was super feels bad because yeah, he tried to kill the Death Knight twice, was only able to do it once, and that was the Ankh kill. So I'm pretty sure Ankh kills don't give experience, so that was probably an overextension from SoK. Gold mines on both main bases have now cleared out. So 61 versus 32, this is not looking good for SoK. Only got 300 gold left in the bank, is probably going to lose a knight here. Oh, possession has been cast, and this is exactly what I was talking about, just going straight up stealing those knights there with those banshees. And I mean, with the resource disparity between those two units, it's super worth it for 120.
A player's forces are under attack.
More green bubbles are going to be cast, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be needed all too much. Nova Coil onto the Paladin there is going to go super duper low, is going to get Sanctuary back home, as another Knight is also going to get Sanctuaried. Oh, the Death Knight wants to go for... Oh, he doesn't actually have Reanimate yet. Never mind. He has level 3 Unholy Aura instead. So no ultimates this game, it seems. This is probably going to be the last fight, as the Dark Ranger hits level 4. And there we go, GG from SoK. That is going to be a pretty clean game. Clean late game from 120. The middle bits were a bit messy because of the constant back and forths, but yeah, I have no idea how SoK was... I don't know how he lost that expansion. It looked like he had enough units to defend with, but he just abandoned it a little bit. You can see here that the heroes kind of outperformed for the undead, but usually undead heroes just kind of do that. They're basically 3-man armies. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you guys again whenever.